All right, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Throne Room, and you're chilling with me, Elle. And today I'm going to go ahead and talk about Gendry and what this means for the Game of Thrones. Being that he has been spotted in Belfast, I just want to go in and on a few theories just to open up this series and just begin to discuss what I believe are very important areas of season 6, and also going back. That definitely means something to what's going to happen at the end of this series. Now, as we may know, we have the 7th and 8th season upon us, and after that's done, then we'll definitely figure out more to come to this story. At this time, currently, the way it looks, there have been some theories that are going around that Arya and Gendry will marry. I will talk about that first, and then I'll actually expand on this situation that Gendry isn't who you think he is. And that will be my next video, where I go in very briefly, being that Gendry really doesn't have much of a storyline, so it's kind of hard for me to kind of pull things out that aren't there. And I'm just not going to create videos that don't actually mean anything for you, for any of my subscribers that have subscribed in the last month. I really appreciate you. Actually caught a hold of season 6, then please go ahead and exit left. So at this time currently, Arya did not want Gendry to leave with the Red Woman, and that's why she wanted to kill her. So that shows right there that she was kind of crushing on Gendry, and I don't blame her. He's a cute guy. I think that he would be a perfect match for her. But let's not get all excited yet. As we may know, R.R. Martin's not writing this show. This is D.B. Weiss and the other guy. I don't remember his name. But ultimately, the point of all this is that I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I mean, my theory on all this is that he will return, because as far as I know, there's actually a place in Ireland, in Belfast, that actually, it's the Titanic of studios. So the studios actually where they do Winterfell scenes, the North scenes, all of those scenes, as well as the Wall, and they take you on this great trip. Now, I'm not being paid, or I'm not endorsing this. I'm just letting you know it's a great place in Ireland to go if you are ever in Ireland and you travel there. It's great to go to Belfast and do the Game of Thrones theme park, because they have a maester that will show you the whole way. So it's kind of cool, right? So ultimately, I'm going to expand on what's the whole thing about Gendry. A lot of people are into the theory that he'll become the blacksmith that forges the swords for the army to use in the big fight, that they're going to have, the big one that will probably end up happening, I would say, season 8, because it would just be too soon. And like, what more of the story do you have if the White Walkers just come in instantly and then it would be over? So there's still a lot of story to tell, like Jon's parentage. Also, who's Gendry's parents? Who's, besides Robert being his dad, he's basically left with the question, just like Jon, who his mother is. In his case, he knows who his dad is, doesn't know who his mom is. But I will be going in on that next, just to kind of expand on some theories, and also my own, logic on what I think is really to come for seasons 7 and 8. But based on what I've heard is that, there's some things going on with shooting, with Kit Harington showing up, everybody like Macy, Sophie, and also Gendry being spotted in Belfast. It makes sense that he will end up somewhere within the Winterfell area, just based on where they're shooting and also what's going on. Now, sometimes on shows they go backwards to front, so let's just keep that in mind. They might film, the episode 8 and then go back. Okay. Now, we don't know how many, episodes there are, but from my understanding, people think there'll be like 6 or 5, and then another, few next year. We don't know. We're not the ones that write the show. So I'm just going to go on what I know. I'm not going to try to go any deeper. So basically, Winterfell is possibly the place he'll arrive from. Now, if you know the maps on Game of Thrones pretty well, Pentos is across the sea, Essos as well, and he could have hovered or rode somewhere around that area and rested. But we'll see either way. Based on the location, he will be in Winterfell. And I believe he will meet Arya again, and it's possible instead of Sansa, Arya would be the best suited, depending on if she can play the role and fight at the same time. She is a young lady and now almost a woman, so it's kind of time for her to make that transition. It doesn't mean that she has to be a girly girl. She could be like Yara, but as we can see, she doesn't exactly like guys. But let's go ahead and move on. Basically, in this case, Arya and Gendry's foreshadowing of marriage may have happened, when he was previous with her. You know, he definitely was with her with the Brotherhood of Banners, and Arya did threaten the Red Woman and said she was gonna, you know, do something to her. And the Red Woman gave her sort of a fortune. She just took Gendry with her, okay? She didn't even know him, and I think he was more or less like, you know, wow, this lady's fine. I want to get with her. She looks good. And so he liked her. You know, I think at this time in his life, he's ready to have a relationship. But when Arya asked him to be with her, like as far as that kind of way, not that kind of way, but basically marry her until, you know, I guess she was ready to actually do, you know, the things that a woman usually does in marriage. You know, a lot of people were married really young back then. So a lot of times either they had a child or they waited, depending on the situation. And I think he just wasn't entertained by that. I mean, I think a normal guy that's his age wants a woman that looks like Melisandre or is full grown, at least Sansa, you know, something like that. Not somebody that actually has not, you know, done anything yet at all. You just kind of feel like it's not right, you know. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this unfold. You know, Arya is a little girl still. You know, she's not, I haven't seen her flower yet. I haven't seen her have any sort of womanly menstrual period, so it's hard for me to say that she's a woman because she's not. So let's go ahead and pump our brakes on Arya and him getting married for right now, just because based on what's been going down, she'll probably be a lot older come next season. I'm not trying to say she's not going to be, but often things are different. You know, everybody is trying to say Sansa won't get married to anyone and that she's going to be alone forever. Let's get real. Why would she be alone forever just because it didn't work out with Ramsay or it didn't work out with Tyrion? I mean, who knows? She could end up with Tyrion at the end. We don't know. This is all up to HBO's writers, and we'll just have to brace ourselves for what they think would be the best way to tell the story. But with that being said, I think that there is a little bit more to what's going on with his lineage than you think, and I will go in next and talk about what's going down with Gendry and, you know, his possible mother, who it could be on the show. Also, I want to go ahead and let you know that I do have an Arya series. I'm just going to do one video per week till I get myself up to speed. I'm not going to try to mass post just because I want to make sure that I point out all the theories and make sure that we expand on those theories. So I'll just be doing one long form video instead of doing a couple. So just go ahead and watch out for that. So coming up next, I'm going to talk about who's Gendry's mother, and also some other theories that are out there about the blacksmith theory, as well as expanding on if he's going to fight Jon Snow, and just a little bit more. So thank you so much for tuning into the Throne Room. Again, like, subscribe to me if you feel that this is something that you'd like to hear more about. Keep in mind, I do have several other videos that expand on reviews and different things like that. I will be doing a series that includes Outlander, continuing on that one, doing episode 2, 3, and 4, just keeping it short and sweet. I wanted to do a lengthy review, but it just, you know, I don't have the energy to do all of that, so I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and post that come next week, and you'll just see updates on my channel as those new videos come in. So if you're not a subscriber, you probably won't get them, so just go ahead and subscribe to me, bend the knee, and thank you so much for tuning in. The night is dark and full of terrors. Make sure to keep yourself safe. You have a great day, and thank you for listening. And next we'll be talking about Gendry's mother and who it might be.